today, as we could also see Aatrox pop off if the fight does go long, but definitely having the double support here. They know where their bread is buttered. It's the big carry in the bot lane of Ruler.
Out of the team composition that is actually really good at shutting down the Gen G team comp that has to get ahead, even though they're attempting to put all their eggs in the Vayne basket. If she goes down, the whole team composition falls apart. But there is a lot of sustain in 3v3 and 4v4 components for Gen G.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. We'll see if Gen G can get ahead, or will KT find some luck here as we jump onto the Rift for Game 1. Alrighty, guys, Game 1 of the night. Going to be hopping right into this one as a lot of picks left open because of the targeting against Ruler with the bans. We saw Ezreal and Xayah banned out before they took away Sylas, so you see the Aurelia finally make it through, a very common ban. The Aatrox made it all the way down to the end, and Yuumi as well is another big one.
And the interesting thing here is they do have the Yuumi Olaf combo, and like I said, if Gen G gets ahead, it can definitely be very oppressive, but there's a lot of tools to farm underneath turrets and still be safe for KT. And the fact that Open Dragon is the first one that will end up be spawning is not the best thing for Gen G, who they're able to get priority in the middle lane with the Karma against the Azir, and with the Olaf, you know that you're going to have a lot of control, but obviously that Dragon, not the best in the world. Score, starting on the Wolf camp, this is really interesting, and this can actually really mess up Peanut if he elects to try to consume all of Score's blue side jungle, and then ends up realizing that, wait, hey, Wolves aren't there. Oh, he's about to get the bad news.
Yeah, that's a feels bad man moment. We did see this one time before where the Olaf wins. Okay,
what a
level 2 gank here. Gonna miss that one, but a nice amount of harass damage already going down onto BDD. As Peanut, he's not wasting any time. He wants to get on in there and take the Raptors. He says, yeah, why not? Here I go.
This is a really interesting jungle start where both teams sort of know what's going on. You can see Score waiting for the Tremor Sense to see if Peanut was already going to be headed down. But in the end, Peanut should be the one that makes out advantageous in this full debacle, as now he's going to be able to transition into a full clear bot to top side, get a lot of camps, and Score's left with a level 1 Gromp on the left-hand side of the map that he can't path to at this point in time. He's got over a minute until his rubber banded wolves end up respawning, and he's gonna be 3 buff.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of old days Peanut, but with a new flavor where he's in your jungle. He's not gonna no buff you, but he's gonna steal away 2 of your camps here, as now Score's like, wait, what the hell? Where did the Raptors go?
Well, he's going to transition into topside Stellar Crab. I really like this. He acknowledges that Peanut can't be topside yet due to the way that he's elected to clear. And so this will let Score at least get left side Scuttle Crab. I don't know if he will... I don't know if he's feeling frisky and wanting to transition into Peanut's jungle. He knows where he is right now. And at this game timer, they know that there's no way that wards are still persisting, and so Score's actually potentially just going to lay in wait. No, instead actually going to use a tunnel, which does give away his location. Once Peanut ends up seeing it, you can see Peanut acknowledging that this is actually a potential path. Goes immediately up to the golems. They're playing chess right now.
Yeah, the 2 junglers, this is like all we have to talk about. Just watch them both going at it right now. A Score steals that big Krug away, at least, in the top side.
Yeah, and now he's going to get his level 1 Gromp killed. The rubber banded wolves and wraiths are both going to respawn. And interestingly enough, Peanut opened with a massive advantage. Score was able to basically check back. And the right side Scuttle Crab is still up, which means Peanut has to beeline to it immediately. But that's the same direction that Score's headed to. So things are going to get really interesting. Either Score's going to have the first priority recall off of consuming his 2 rubber banded camps. And you can see that KT, they're trying to get the Scuttle Crab. So Peanut opened really well. He now fell behind.
Definitely an awkward spot for him, and Snowflower looking a little bit awkward, trying to steal this one away, but then Peanut just comes down after picking up that early lens and was able to clear out the vision. What did you think about this Aatrox pick when they saw the Aurelia face up as the first pick? You were talking about how it is a counter in that top lane, but maybe we won't get a chance here as the junglers are still going at it.
The junglers are still going at it, and the thing about this is that these the golems are now respawning as well. You can see them down at the bottom, so Score has such a nice route, and because Peanut elected to go blue into Score's Wraiths into his own blue side jungle, Score knows what camps are respawning now for Peanut because he can hit tab, calculate his CS, and now everyone on the side of KT is playing with map hack. You know where Olaf's pathing to. And you can see that for the most part they have the same items. Yes, Rek'Sai is down boots, but that's not the end of it.
He's got his own control ward on that side at least. So feeling pretty good about that. We did get another look at the bottom lane where the Vayne did fall a little bit behind. And one of the games that KT was able to win was off the back of a gank here from Score as the flash comes in and BDD flashes.
Yeah, hover that for me, Observer. Thank you.
Thank you, Observer.
Thank you very much.
Good old Jonah Strong, the Observer.
All right, well, he wasn't feeling it today.
Yeah, that was a bit of a strange one. You don't see that every day.
Well, you also don't get to see this every day. Sort penetration boots picked up by BDD, and some people might wonder, well, why not pick up any form of sustain or AP damage? And it's because his blue buff's coming up. So he actually doesn't need any sort of sustain. He can just go for the magic penetration boots. He can get the extra mobility on his champion, knowing that his blue buff's going to come up, and that's going to sustain him through the laning phase. And so he'll get a lot more damage, and he'll have a lot more control and power over the lane for the time being, and then this should be able to eventually go into what? You knew Azir was there. You just placed a control ward. He saw it. He doesn't even clear it. What am I?
Maybe you just thought it was a regular ward.
Okay.
I mean, generally, for you guys, you should definitely check just to make sure it's not really gonna interrupt your route all that much. So make sure you guys are checking out there for those control wards just in case. As we did see Peanut place one at that open Drake. We'll see if he does eventually start that up. Okay, here we go. Big ultimate onto Kuzan, who's already taken a bunch of damage here as Peanut is gonna be dodged there. Flash away as First Blood comes in.
That's a double kill.
Making a double kill for Smeb with the big roam on the Aurelia.
Well, at that point, that's going to be plates now going down for the Azir. Kuzan doesn't have teleport available. And so Azir is going to be so far ahead right now. Olaf getting put further behind, but I mean, he was already behind from the pick ban, so it's already not the end of the world. KT are finding themselves in a fantastic position now in this game number 1. It's only a 1.3k gold lead, but remember, they're the team with the scaling.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're going to feel amazing about this one as we're going to take another look here at the gang.
And you can just see Olaf doesn't really have that much to assist with right here. Kuzan trying his best to get his HP back up, but Smeb was here as well as Score. And it was just a really cookie-cutter, easy double kill.
I said it got it.
I got it. And they said Olaf no flash.
I didn't hear what they said, well, what he said there that made all the people laugh there, though. Maybe G-Sun. Go in? Go in? Okay. Interesting. Oh, bravely? Okay, yeah. Showing off his courage, that's for sure.
It's really interesting. Cuvée is actually stockpiling what's going to be about 2.5 waves before he tries to crash onto Smeb, but he should acknowledge that the lane state is pretty poor for him. But Smeb's doing him a little bit of a favor. Even though he has the option to freeze on him as Rek'Sai is on the red side, or he's inside of Peanut's red side jungle. And there's no obligation to commit super heavily to any counter jungle right now.
See, Peanut had a good idea of exactly where the Rek'Sai was, but now we have this roam coming down here from BDD. And Smeb moving in just to make sure he can secure that one, but they're going to try to make a move here on a Smeb, who does miss his stun. And with Score coming back in, they are going to back away.
Now Ruler and Life, they're trying to make their way up to mid lane to maybe make something happen, but not really going to find anything, and this is disastrous for them. They're going to end up sharing experience. What are you?
Well, they're going to the Rift Heralds here. They want to make sure 100% they can take it, so the entire bot lane is going to come down.
They
but
lose
the TP,
this fight.
TP's coming in. So the only person who's going to be a little bit late to this fight is Nautilus, Snowflower.
Wait, they...
All right, here we go, and KT say that should be ours, and he stole it! With the Brace Seeker, gets it down!
No, you
boy.
always lose this fight.
Yeah, well, they're going to lose their lives here in this
They're
fight
gonna
as
lose
well.
the game is what they're going to lose, Brendan.
Yeah, they lose their Rift Herald and a couple of their members as that was definitely a mistake, and KT punished them for it hard. You okay over there?
I mean, as they were moving through river, I could tell them what was going to happen. I don't know. I was literally
Coach,
saying
by the
they
way.
lose. I'm a coach, by the way. What? Well, former coach, by the way.
Yeah, true.
Now they're going to lose their... Even if they got the Rift Herald, that's not worth it. You're always going to lose the fight.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're waltzing through mid lane, Vayne and Yuumi, thinking that this is a good decision.
You're giving super obvious, too.
It's so obvious what they're going to do. They're giving up priority in all of the lanes. They're setting themselves behind an experience. They're committing to a fight that they can't win in any universe whatsoever. They're not going to have the high ground in that fight. I'll tell you that much. You don't need to watch Revenge of the Sith to know that. And now they're going to, oh yeah, get the open dragon. That's it. All right.
Oh, they might have to do that here soon with the way this game is going. They're down 4,000 gold. 11 minutes and 50 seconds into the game. It's pretty unbelievable, and we talk about the gold leads all the time, and especially for the team that's scaling. If you're that far ahead this early, you're already kind of stacking the chips.
Just imagine that. How do you coordinate this fight as Gen G? KT's going to have the concave. The Azir and the Sivir are going to be untouchable. You can't get through the Aurelia, and then in the back line, yeah, Nautilus is a little bit late to the fight, but he doesn't have to be there because if you're Olaf and Atrox get any funny ideas, he's going to be there to straighten you up. And so it looks like Gen G actually wanted to end game 1 real fast. They're already thinking about game 2.
Okay.
Focus and do well. And he said also that the Gen G composition is very good, so let's continue to stay focused. That was the first part of that stay focused thing. So, Score a fan of the Olaf, perhaps. He had his poor Gragas band away.
The only thing that's scary about the Gen G composition is if KT takes like a 3v3 out of position and Vayne gets really, really fed. That's the only saving grace that Gen G have right now. But you can play around that so easily, and because of your long range and the fact that your champions don't have an obligation to make a fight or split push by any means, it's so easy for you to control the game state. And with another Ocean Dragon spawning, KT's under no obligation to move out too far in front of their turrets. They can comfortably scale up, and the game's just going to be a free roll, so there's really nothing to be afraid about. Obviously, Score probably just not wanting to lose the series. KT coming off of a really rough spring.
Oh, yeah. And a rough start, too, to summer. I mean, they're down 1 and 2, I believe. They only defeated Jin Air. So that's not, great for your resume just yet. So they're trying to take this win here against Gen G at least, as all the lanes are being pushed in, and KT just trying to continue to push that lead from very far ahead.
Nashor's Tooth already completed for Azir, Essence Reaver on Prey as well, and things are only going to keep getting better for them as the game continues. Taking a look at the experience across the board, 1 level gap in the jungle, 1 level lead as well in mid and AD, as well as support. And level discrepancy is something that's not often talked about enough, I feel. The base stats are so powerful, as well as those additional skill points. And when you think about it, it essentially negates sometimes a spell activation, just the resistances and the HP that you end up getting from a level up. It lets you be a lot more reckless in what should otherwise maybe have been an unfavorable trade or position in the game. So KT, they're really in the driver's seat right now, and they're able to make use of the long range and the poke on the Azir and the Sivir in mid lane. And you can just see Genji's team composition doesn't really have a proper answer. BDD took a lot of damage right now, though.
He did, and it feels like Genji wanted to take a bit of a fight, or at least a little scrap there. But Ruler, level 8, by the way, comes up a little bit late to the fight, and now Score.
KT, they're being really reckless right now. You can see that all of Score's camps are up inside of his jungle. So why are they being so forward in trying to make these very risky plays to get these jungle camps? There's no reason to not just sit back, farm your entire camps, get them going, recall, get your items, wait on Aurelia's Trinity Force, wait on second item for Sivir and Azir. Genji will probably try to take the second Ocean Dragon, and at that point, you can just fight them and laugh as they try to win the team fight.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of the steamroller just moving on through so far. As even Prey and Snowflower were doing a good job pushing down here and chunking down that turret to very, very low. The mid turret did not go down it, actually. They were able to keep that alive as well.
Well, Ruler now going to recall, probably has the Blade of the Ruin King, completed Oblivion Orb now for Azir, which means that he has 33 penetration. So I'm not sure what the total magic resist is on a lot of these champions, but he should be dealing near true damage to a lot of them now, which is really, really scary for an impending team fight, as they're truthfully not incentivized to get almost any magic resist this game. So it's going to be very problematic for them to handle the Azir. Just waiting for one of the Genji characters to be Pansu so I can see what the MR is on some of them.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult for them to handle it. You have Aurelia, Rek'Sai, and Sivir, so you kind of have to build some form of armor, as you already see 2 Ninja Tabi completed up here, as this is going to be KT's Dragon. Not much that Genji can do. I don't think you want to fight over the open Greek anyway.
They definitely weren't in a position to do so, weren't given the opportunity. And so now Smeb just continuing to farm up. He finally has the Trinity Force completed. He's actually down about half a level to Cube right now, level 12 on that Atrox. And BDD about to hit level 13. We're still panned on KT champions.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Following them around.
All right, here's another one. This is Score.
Yeah.
He's doing a bit of hunting in the jungle. I wonder what it's like to go in one of those tunnels.
Do you think that do you think she digs them well?
Looks pretty good, although the opening is...
Maybe she learned dig.
I mean, yes.
She did.
That's what she does, right? She digs.
She digs.
Digs a hole, a tunnel.
She'd be a great Pokemon.
Yeah.
Not that you would know.
Yeah.
About Pokemon.
Me, this guy that's played Pokemon his whole life.
Are you going to get Sword or Shield?
Well, the thing is that I still don't have a Switch.
I don't either. I got to get one, actually, specifically for Pokemon.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it, too, especially with all of the fantastic games that have already come out. I feel like I'm missing out in a big way, you know, so...
Yeah.
Definitely want to get it, and it feels like Nintendo is just focusing more and more and more on the Switch and all the great games, so...
Well, hold your horses. I got to see... I got to take... never mind, actually. Thought it was the wrong champion. I thought that we got to see a glimpse...
No.
of the magic resist on one of the Genji champions.
No, this is Smeb.
Morel and Omicron completed, and I know a lot of people probably expect me to criticize the Morello completion here on the Azir, but when you have the Athenes on the Yuumi, the healing on the Atrox, the Olaf, and whatnot, it's not that bad considering you are a Siege in a poke comp and not trying to straight up burst the opposition where you don't care about the healing. So, I'll let it slide. Oh.
All right.
No, but I do think it's quite good here.
He's got 73 MR.
He has 73 IMR. He's cheating.
And that's all just from base stats, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And the runes, perhaps he was able to take some MR.
This is a very slow game.
Yeah, we had a pretty good start, but then not much else.
We're playing ping pong. These are actually the stages of the game where I'm very adamant that freezing creates objectives. Because then the enemy team has to break them. And if they're behind, they can't commit resources to break them. They have to invest more in control wards, more in vision control, yada, yada, yada. They're behind in stats. They can't actually take fights, but they're hemorrhaging experience and gold in the side lanes. And so what you attempt to do is stockpile a very large wave, crash it onto a turret so that it takes time to end up being farmed, and then the wave comes back into you, you freeze in front of a turret, and then you laugh. But we're not seeing that. Instead, what we're seeing is we're taking a blast to the past. We're seeing ping pong played back and forth. Champions passively gaining levels and getting items, and then we're going to have one big death ball of a team fight. The game's going to end. We're going to go on to game 2. You like that?
Yeah. Is that the story of the game?
No, I hate it.
How about you stop reading the scripts out loud while we're casting LS? That's for our eyes only. The viewers are actually not supposed to know how the game is meant to pan out.
Yeah, no big deal.
Tell the scriptwriter on you. But yeah, I mean they're just chilling in here. KT looking for a pick. There is that one ward that BDD is on that's getting a lot of good information. As it looks like they desperately want to take out this tier 2 turret. Score now, going to get the knock up here on a Peanut. Has to flash that dredge line. Says, I am not a fan of the Nautilus.
And also, it should be noted that this is the AD Olaf, so this isn't the tanky, supportive kind of Olaf. He has the Warrior Enchant. He's going to be going into Black Cleaver, trying to help amplify the damage for his Aatrox, who has a Black Cleaver himself, but... and also the Vayne. But in doing so, he makes himself a lot more susceptible to the Siege and Poke comp. And so, when he's behind and he's going to end up being a sitting duck, it's not the best feeling in the world. We're going to continue to just keep playing ping pong with the waves. This is a very exciting state of League of Legends. And so
we have that Ocean Drake next, too.
Oh,
wow, that's a big one.
You know what? I'm sure the scriptwriters did a special. It's going to be a Cloud Dragon coming up after that, too. So
it was like a beautiful day in Seoul today, by the way.
Hold your horses.
There were some clouds, though, but they were pretty clouds, you know, not the gloomy ones.
There was no smog.
Yeah, no smog. It was nice.
Yeah. Here we go. You ready?
I'm ready. My body's ready.
Hold my hand.
Oh, yeah. Things are heating up here on the cast. As,
No.
Then zoom in!
Zoom in! The observers know.
Yeah!
You hate my life.
That's the climax of the game, guys. There you go. We did it. Oh, boy.
All right. Okay, so...
yeah.
Infinity Edge complete. They're probably going to wait for a third item completion. There's no... I mean, if you're going to be this captain careful up until this point, I don't know. Now, I'm not sure why Vayne TP'd to the control ward instead of the turret up in top. I think that she missed a couple of CS by not doing so.
Yeah.
A little bit bizarre there. Yumi actually does quite a bit of damage. That's quite nice. It's a very nice champion. Interesting, by the way, Life is taking Airy instead of Comet. I suppose just for the Airy shield.
Yeah.
Definitely not going poke-centric, which sort of does go into the narrative of Protect Vayne with everything that you can.
Yeah.
And Baron is now being started, and they do have double open Drake, so the Bulbasaur Leech Seeds are in full effect.
Oh, yeah. They're getting in there, but now we got some vision. Peanut with no flash here is not going to be able to steal it away, as right under their nose is Score and the boys. Able to take down the Baron here, 24 minutes.
I love the claps in the background. They sound very light, because there's not a lot of chaos going on, right? Yeah. But it is definitely a victory, so I feel like I'm at a golfing event.
Yes.
When you hear the golf
some golf claps. You know. Well done, well done.
Oh, absolutely stupendous.
See, this is why I came for the Sunday matches, because I knew this is where the real fire was going to be. I made a calculated decision. I was able to trick Atlas into taking those terrible games yesterday.
This is why they leave this to me and Atlas, so we cannot talk about League of Legends.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of time to talk about Pokemon.
So, okay. I know that you don't have a Switch yet, but come
Yeah.
on. Sword or Shield?
I mean, Sword is like the edgy, cool one, right? And Shield is like the... That's like taking Pokemon...
Well, it's sort of like Flash on D, Flash on F, you know?
Yeah. You're a flasher,
Defense?
right?
I'm
Not
a
a flasher.
No, I'm a defense. Flash on
Wow.
D, of course.
Wait, so you and Papa are both flash on D?
Yeah. Intellectuals. Okay.
The analytical side of the broadcast.
The analyticals.
I guarantee you Atlas uses it on.
Look at the mid laner, the absolute savant. KDB DDD with the Flash on D.
All right, we got some action here. As
Okay.
they're trying to lock down Snowflower. He has to flash away from that one.
They end up trading the Yuumi ultimate for Snowflower's flash.
Yeah.
But all that they have to do is just go into siege mode, and Genji truly has absolutely no response. So, I mean, this game is all but over. It's just, I feel like I'm watching paint dry. You know,
Wow.
taking a trip to the park, watching it dry.
Well, it feels like a very standard, just 4 kills, 26 minutes, your favorite LCK match. We've all seen this episode before.
This is a really great game, though, to exemplify the need to freeze lanes, though. When you have nothing going on for 12 minutes straight, you create objectives by freezing on locations of the map, and you demand that the opposing team unlock them. You create your own objectives. And we're not seeing teams anywhere in the world yet start doing that.
Oh, Snowflower's so dead.
Snowflower should die.
He has no flash, and the entire team is so far away. That's going to be a dead Nautilus, and now we got a TP coming in from Karma. Take a look at the top inhibitor is going down right now to score.
Oh!
Okay, that was nice. Smeb not able to get over the wall here, but down goes the Aatrox here.
Yeah.
Smeb will suffer the death, though, as Kuzan flashing forward and Bane's trying to back
PDD
here.
just needs to stop the recalls.
Can Score do it alone? They're just going to walk back as a nice amount of damage will be done, but Score's going to try to join in the fight here as Kuzan!
Crazyseeker.
Down you go. And the push will continue in the bottom lane.
And this is really interesting. They're going to get the top and the bottom inhibitors. I don't believe that they're going to be able to end the game. They might attempt it if Genji wants to be gracious enough to donate a kill.
Oh, boy.
You can, there's no way to approach the Azir.
Yeah. As you mentioned, the poke is just too strong. The Azir just puts the soldiers in your face.
Yeah, you have Yuumi to try to get to him, but with the mid-range front line of the Aurelia and the Rek'Sai, but Smeb's TP is up too. They have to be really careful. He might just TP.
Kive coming in here. He wants that kill, but he's going to be knocked up to his death as he was in there all alone and not able to find that first kill.
Right. What a gentleman's agreement. This is definitely going to be the end of the game. I mean, the top turret is on its last leg. I mean, you could breathe and it would fall over.
Yeah.
So
it's a good thing that Cloud Drink never got taken.
Yeah.
As here comes Ruler, one last shot. Trying to get in here as the knockup will go on to him, but he does have that stopwatch. Ruler still alive and not out of this one yet. Yuumi gonna pick up the kill here as Ruler wants to go 1v4 and honestly might be able to do it here as BDD's trying his best, but he's gonna get the big knockup and down he will kill them as 3 kills in a row. And that was their last shot. Peanut looked like he was back in the base, not able to help them out. Perhaps he was dead as Cube and Peanut alone will attempt to stop this push, but Bray still alive, BDD still alive, as well as Smeb. Guy who had so many kills in this one. Looks like the Aatrox gonna go down, and not much that they can do about it. Game number 1 will go the way of KT Rolster.
All right, well, I mean, there's really not too much to say that game. Genji drafted a team composition that required them to get ahead. There's this false notion in people's minds that he clears extremely quickly and if you have priority in lanes, he's able to accomplish things. You're relying on RNG from dragons to get things going. But the reality of the situation is that, like we see in many times, he presses R, runs at people, dies, and doesn't do anything. But if he's really far ahead, people think, oh, this big stat check champion that just runs through people like he's the Juggernaut from X-Men.
Yeah.
And that's not realistic. A lot of champions can also do that if they're that far ahead. Rek'Sai can do it. Jarvan can do it. But Olaf seems to be much more fresh in people's minds. So taking a look at the post-game breakdown, the Azir, there was 0 answers for it.
That's why they call him BDD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why?
Yeah, that's why.
I like that.
You like that? That's good.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at the comparison and the damage, and although Vayne had a big shield, they were too far behind at that point to really get much going. So a bit of a disappointing start here for Gen G. We'll see if they can turn it around. KT, good on them for just taking advantage of that and getting on the roll there and making them pay for Game 1. A very one-sided victory in Game 1, Ellis.
Yeah, it was, and we'll see if Game number 2 is going to be any different.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We'll be back, guys, after the